So we were walking up Grant Avenue, and in the last saloon we saw Paul Kantner sitting there having a drink. And Paul Kantner's, one of these incredible personalities from the 60s and 70s and 80s. You might know him from the Jefferson Star Show. And he is a fixture here in North Beach. One of these great personalities that everybody knows. He's really friendly. And I just really wanted a picture of him. I wanted to make a portrait of Paul Kantner. So, what the heck? I just went up to him and I said, Paul, I'm a photographer. Love your work. You're awesome. Easy for me to say because he is. Do you mind if I take a picture of you? And he said, yeah, it's okay, but I'm not moving. He said, you can take my picture, but I'm not going to move. Fine. So what I did then is I had to work around what I got. And so I positioned myself so that the light was coming from the window onto his face. So I got a nice natural light. It's not perfect. I would love to have been able to move him around a little bit just to get the light right. But it worked out great. So I first started off shooting Paul with a 110 millimeter lens on my Nikon D4. And that's a beautiful portrait lens. It's just an extraordinary focal length when you're shooting people and you want to really kind of bring the best out of a face. It just compresses the features a little bit. And unlike a wide angle lens, it doesn't give people that bloated look. So I started off shooting with the portrait lens, and because it was inside a bar, the light was fairly low, and I didn't want to use a flash or anything. So I boosted the ISO on my camera up to 2000. Now with this camera, the DSLR, 2000 ISO is no problem. It doesn't cause too much noise or grain in the result. So I was fine with 2000 ISO. It also gave me a fast enough shutter speed, so now there's not a lot of movement in camera shake or motion blur from the subject. So I started shooting the portrait of him with that lens, and then I realized at one point, I need a wider angle shot because I wanted to capture the ambience of the bar and the light coming in from the door. And I switched to the point and shoot camera that I always carry around. In this case, this is the Panasonic LX7. And I just started shooting that as well in the wide angle. So now I'm covering both the tight portrait focal length with the DSLR and then getting a real nice ambient shot with the Panasonic LX7. You don't want to overdo your stay when you're photographing somebody, especially somebody that's been very gracious about allowing you to take their picture. So after I was done, I thanked him and went on my way. And I think I have a really nice portrait now of Paul Kantner.